Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Brother Gaming HD here today. In today's video, as you can see, there is some Ready or Not gameplay in the background. And this game is a very unique tactical shooter in my opinion, mostly because of the fact that it revolves around playing as a SWAT team, either by yourself with AI controlled teammates or with up to a couple of buddies to tackle very uncomfortable and what's the word I'm looking for? Very unsettling situations in the form of terroristic attacks, assassination attempts, or just even corruption, just to name a few. And Ready or Not is one of those games that isn't afraid to be what it is. And the publisher of this game did a very good job of making you feel like you are in the world, you are in the universe of Ready or Not. And the name lives up to its title. Half the time, you are not ready for the bullshit that you're going to be getting yourself into. You're going to be getting yourself into literal shootouts. Sometimes you might lose a police officer, or you might end up dying as soon as you freaking go in 5 minutes into the map. It is very chaotic and hectic, and to many, this game isn't for those, who are, what's the word I'm looking for, sensitive towards those types of topics. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, it is just a video game. But the fact that it does decide to reflect on situations that, occur in our world every day is something that you really do not see within modern gaming. You really do not see those types of things, mostly because of the fact that nobody really wants to deal with that. People develop games, to be fun, to be creative, to literally be, your imagination is the limit, right? But at the same time, there are publishers out there that want to make a game, that push those boundaries, that push that limitation of what gaming should be, and Ready or Not does that very well in so many ways when it comes down to the gunplay, the multiple ways of taking care of a situation. And there is one mission called Ides of March, if I remember right, is the mission. And it's basically an assassination attempt on a political figure. And the map itself, it's very chaotic. It's very close quarters combat, and you really have to adapt to the situation at hand. You have to adapt to every single map depending on the layout, depending if it's big with big open areas or depending if it's small with close quarter combat. And you're always having to adapt on the fly. You're always having to figure out what's the best situation to tackle the situation at hand during that sensitive typical moment. There could be some times where you're basically looking under the door and you basically have a hostage situation, and you're like, okay, how do I want to do this? Do I want to send my teammates to block off one of the doors and tell the other group of my teammates, like tell red team to block the door and tell A team to flash and clear? Or should I tell them to flash and clear and I take the charge? Or should I let red team go in and clear it while blue team stays back at the door to assist? There's so many possibilities and so many outcomes that you could try to tackle this situation at hand. Sure, there are those that is technically the non-lethal route, which gives you a higher ranking in the game, but at the same time, you may not even be able to do that, because with the situations that you do end up getting yourself into, you're getting shot from left, from the right, from so many different directions that you have no idea what's going on. One wrong move could be an automatic game over, to where you are sent back to the police station, your officers are literally stressed and you have to send their ass to therapy, and you have to start that run all over again, while also swapping those officers out for other officers to take their place, while the ones that you sent to therapy are technically on medical leave until further notice. And it really does reflect a lot of the things that we really do not see within the police force, that we really do not see behind the scenes that these men and women have to go through every single day. Waking up, knowing the fact that they might have to take down a big drug bust, they might have to deal with an illegal arm manufacturing ring, or even some kind of illegal substance distribution organization of some sort, or even some kind of ring where people are trafficked and are misbehaved, not misbehaved. What's what I'm looking for? Are mistreated and are used as some form of inappropriate content. I'm not going to say here, but each mission itself really has to make you think. It really has to make you really think of the situation at hand, and the maps themselves really tell a story in some way. Like, for instance, the map that you are seeing, Grease Palms, which is technically one of the hardest missions in Ready or Not. It's a hard mission, especially where the location that I am in, there are so many nooks and crannies, so many areas where the enemies could hide, and you got to utilize everything at your disposal, or it's like I said, it's an automatic game over, and it's your ass back to that police station to start the run again. And it probably took me maybe like 10, 15 tries to even get this map ran through. And it was a hard map. It really was. If I thought Ides of March was a hard map, this map gave me a run for my money. And I'm maybe about almost halfway done with the campaign. But if the mission Grease Palms is one of the harder missions that I've just recently played, there's no telling how much harder the other missions are going to be. I know there's a hospital mission, I know there's a nightclub mission, and I've heard those missions are very hard. And am I ready? Probably not. I'm probably not ready for those maps yet, but when I do get to those maps, it's going to be a whole lot of rethinking, re-strategizing, learning the map, and learning the enemy spawn points depending on which run I end up doing. And it's always different every time. Sometimes there is a rigged explosive on the other side of the door, and if you open it, it's an automatic game over, and you and your whole squad die. Or, for instance, there might not be an enemy in the hallway, but as soon as you open that door, they are just right around the corner. And there's one thing that I have learned by playing this game and seeing a lot of tips and tricks on YouTube. And if you do have the mirror gun, you are able to use it besides using it for the door. I think if you hold triangle or Y or whatever your control is on PC respectfully, it is able to bring up your mirror gun, and you're just able to peek corners and look around and not expose yourself to prepare yourself or, see what you're going to be dealing with up ahead before even having to engage. And using every bit of equipment at your disposal is the difference between life or death, especially for a run. You might have a good run and you end up dying to some random BS. But Ready or Not was a game that I was not ready for, and I want to play some more. I'm hooked. I'm addicted to this game, and it's been your boy Brother Gaming Cheer Buddy. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, like, hit the notifications. I'll catch you next one. Peace out and goodbye, everybody.